Okay, so if you remember from my last RTR, I said that I wanted to review something I got from a convention. Well, ta-da! Here you go. This is Scourge from Transformers Robots in Disguise, 2001. I personally hate the fact they had to specify 2001, and I hate the fact that I feel like I've done nothing but RID reviews, but this will be the last one for a while. And I promise I'll move into other lines. But this is also the first time I'm reviewing an RID toy that was not meant for RID. Curious, a little bit of history for you. Robots in Disguise there were a couple brand new, mostly on the Autobot side, pretty much almost entirely on the Autobot side. There were some brand new designs that were made specifically for RID, and then all the rest were repaints and recycled designs and toys from previous lines that goes for both the TV show and the actual toy line itself. For example, most of the Predacons were actually just reused, like, Beast machines, like Beast Wars Transmetals, and there was like one Beast machine in there, maybe. And then for Scourge here, he was actually originally Laser Optimus Prime from Generation 2, so it was kind of weird. It's kind of weird seeing a toy with engineering from the mid-90s being released as a brand new figure in the early 2000s, but it is what it is. In fact, it's better that way because this is the more iconic version because it appeared in the TV show, and it is basically not the first ever Nemesis Prime, not the first ever Evil Optimus, but it's the first ever like black and teal Evil Optimus that would basically set the standard for Nemesis Primes in the future. So he's a very well-respected character, both the figure and the character in the show, and just as a whole. And what we're going to do first is something that I don't normally do, but you know what? It's a good keepsake. Box! Oh yeah, baby. It's box time. Let's see, can I get everything in one image? This thing is so big, by the way. I might not be able to. Anyway, as you can see, it has the logo down there. It has Decepticon, Scourge, Tanker Truck, Robot Mode there, Truck to Robot, Tanker to Battle Station. On the side, it says 3 firing launchers, even though I only have 2. Well, I think it's a friend of this, maybe. I don't know. On the top, it says, whoa, guys, check this out. Watch it on Fox Kids. Oh boy, that's totally not outdated. You're really showing your age here, Scourge. Anyway, that side is pretty much the same. The bottom here just shows more Scourge. And the back shows, what do you know? More Scourge. Full image shot. You got these like trading cards. I don't know what other lines did that. I don't believe Armada did that. It's possible that... Did Beast Machines do this? Maybe Beast Wars did. I don't know. But I mean, obviously most lines back in the day did have these right here. These ability, skill, that kind of stuff. Like how strong a character is, everything. Like courage, fire blast. He has a 10. Dude is like a 10 in almost everything, and everything else is a 9. He is like one of the strongest Transformers to ever exist, period. And even has a motto, vengeance is an excuse for failure. I do not seek vengeance. Last thing that's interesting about the box is that I looked up other box art designs for RID. Like, I looked up Optimus, I looked up, like, Megatron, some of the Autobot brothers, some of the Predacons, and pretty much the bio was the generic, like, cartoon bio for the story of the show, the plot of the show. It was like, oh, Megatron and his evil Predacons have invaded Earth, and only Optimus can stop them, all that stuff. Like, Scourge here has a bio that's unique to him, that's unique to his character. I'm gonna pan the camera up. Now, if you want to read that, you can pause the video and read it. I will not be reading all that, because I got a toy to review. So, one last thing. He is mistransformed. Way to go, Hasbro. I should not do that, because that could break. Anyway, this right here. Time to actually talk about Scourge himself. I'm going to take him apart here, because he's so big. This goes separately, and I'll talk about only the cab section for now, and then I'll come back to the beautiful tanker. Alright, lower the camera a bit. So, if you've watched the cartoon, you will know that Scourge was created when the Predacons... Well, basically, there were no Decepticons. At first, there were no Decepticons in RID. It was Autobot versus Predacon, but then the Predacons... Well, Megatron stole these Autobot protoforms, and he used them to create, like, evil vehicles that transformed into robots. And he basically created Decepticons as, like, a sub-faction, and Scourge was the last of them. Megatron was scanning both a separate truck and Optimus at the same time. So Scourge here kind of has a little bit of Optimus Prime's DNA, which makes him like an evil Optimus. Hence why Nemesis Prime would end up being inspired by this guy. Okay. So now they got the character out of the way. First things first. Man, look at that. You see that front grille? That's a little thing called chrome. Chrome doesn't exist in Transformers anymore. It hasn't for almost the entirety of the 21st century. In fact, RID was the last line, to my knowledge, to ever use chrome. I know Beast Machines did a lot of chrome on the Viacons. And RID... See, Optimus had a little bit of chrome on like his antenna in the super mode. And then Megatron had some chrome sprinkled in, but it was like really minor bits. And this guy was again, originally from the 90s, so he barely counts himself. Sorry, I'm like really hoarse. Yeah, once Armada came out, like, Chrome was dead. It was the deceased dead art. But anyway, I think the Chrome is really cool on the front grille. What's also really cool are these translucent red lights. That is just pure evil right there. Man, this is a very menacing truck. I love that it's all black, and the accent color is this really beautiful, like, metallic teal that just looks so cool on it. Like, check it out. This thing, this truck, this has to be the same truck that was in the music video for Enter Sandman. I mean, this thing is from your nightmares. Nice little Decepticon logo on the side there, even though that's not really show accurate. He didn't have one right there, I don't think. Got more of that awesome teal on the side, on the steps. Plain gray smokestack, which is kind of weird, but okay. You can see a little bit of mode in there. Like, there's his fists. You can kind of make them out, but yeah, they're kind of there. They're heading a little bit. His hips, which, I mean, yeah, those are going to be covered by the tanker anyway. And then the feet. Oh boy, yeah. A lot of, even to this day, like, truck Transformers, like Optimus Prime adjacent formers, can never figure out how to do the feet. The feet just kind of stay there. And just hope to God that they look like something. How does it roll? Rolls pretty nicely. Not the best, but there have been worse. the tires themselves, because he is not an RID original, he is not using their standard rubber tires that they all used. He has plastic tires with nice chrome rims. So that's basically the cab section in a nutshell. Looks pretty cool, rolls okay, looks awesome. I'm going to remove him, and I get a sip of water. Oh boy. I'm going to talk about the tanker. Oh boy. So the tanker, let me get my chair so I can sit in it. I gotta be careful when doing the tanker, because this thing is, one, pretty big, and it is like 90% chrome, so there might be a glare, and I'll try my best to not get my reflection in there. But as you can see, that is like all chrome. There's a little bit of, well, a lot of actually, molded in detailing, even though it's obviously not painted. On the back, you got a sticker. Now, these are sticker lights. They kind of contrast a bit with the molded in lights, but I mean, you're not going to display it from the back, so it's not a big deal. It says Scourge and then something. Oh yeah, D012 on it. Alright guys, quick warning here. I don't like that this is not into place, but also, these disc launchers here, this like shoots out discs. I'm not going to do it in this mode because it wouldn't make sense, but these discs can fall out because they're just kind of resting there. So always keep it upright because they will fall out. So yeah, that's basically what it looks like, and it kind of rolls like that. And it doesn't turn very well. Well, it kind of turns. It's not a really great turn, but you know, it rolls. It's a big old, and it doesn't latch on very well either. So that is kind of a problem. But once you do get latch on, it rolls pretty nicely. Anyway, time to transform it. So I'm gonna start with the robot. We're gonna do the robot first because it's probably the most exciting part. Now, this figure, he's older. There was, the 2000s were a time when Transformers really started experimenting with major, intricate, complex transformations. This guy doesn't qualify. He is pretty much big chunks of plastic, very easy to do. First things first, remove this. That's his sword. It stores underneath. We'll look at it in a little bit. But what you're going to do for now is, we're going to have to put the camera up because he's going to get tall. Here he is from the bottom here with all his junk underneath. Take these, his arms, they just kind of come out. They don't even really tab into place. Or like they kind of do, yeah. But they come out very easily. Like that. And then you just split this in half and it comes down like that. And then right here, the legs extend out. Flip the feet, kind of separate them. Like that. You can get the arms down. And then reach in here in his belly. Unfold this, and then the head just kind of pops up, and it clicks into place. Fold that in, rotate head. That's it. That was incredibly easy. Very easy. Let me see if I can adjust the camera here. Maybe more like that. Yeah, that's it. That's Scourge. Standing tall and proud. Alright. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna extend the camera up more. It might be as far as it goes. No, never mind. We can do a little more. We can do way more. Holy crap. Zoom in on his face. Maybe I can get up a little more. Yeah, I can. There we go. That's as far up as I'll go. Or I need to go. But again, not a bad looking face. It's the Laser Optimus mold, but the paint job on it is really good. You got kind of this like gunmetal gray on the mouth plate. Up here, more of that awesome metallic teal. Even on the head. Oh my god, it's so blurry. Focus. There we go. Right there. And the light piping, again, the light piping here is magnificent. In fact, let me get my flashlight right here. Will this shine through? Oh my god, look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. I am so glad I'm getting that on camera. Oh, I love that. Man, that rocks. This toy has a really good use of translucent plastic. One of the best. I commend it for that. More detail in here. As you can see, he has more insignia on his shoulders. However, that's also not accurate because everything else about him is accurate. Again, the RID toy line was really good in terms of accuracy to the cartoon. Like, they were like spot on. But he did not have these insignia on his shoulders. He did have logos on his shoulders, but they were the Generation 2 Autobot insignia upside down, and they were kind of like black. So this is not accurate. That's the only part that's not accurate. Everything else is spot on to the animation model. Like, spot on. The color scheme, the proportions, everything. And I don't want to be too... There we go. He's so tall. Turn him around a bit. He does kind of have the truck sticking out of his back, but you know, hey, it's the nature of it. One thing to notice here is that there's a button here. You press it, it does absolutely nothing. The reason for that is because the original Laser Optimus Prime had like electronics, like light ups, and maybe sound. I don't think it had sound. And no, I knew it had like a light up sword. When they repainted it for Scourge, they retooled it. They removed all the electronics in him, so he's not supposed to have any light up or anything. They did that, I think, for budget wise, or to make it cheaper on the consumer, possibly. Which is kind of a bummer because he doesn't have a light up sword. But you know what? It made it cheaper for the consumer, which is fine because they didn't change anything else. I'll go over articulation real quick. The head can swivel a full 360, but only swivel, no up or down or anything. These shoulders here, these big chunky shoulders, can go back like that, and they can kind of go forward, even though it's a lot harder. So they just kind of go like that, and that's about it. Which is fucked. It's just weird because like right here, these don't move except for outward. So this is only an outward here, and then forward like that. He can swivel at the bicep, even though it's not 360. It's only this way, which is weird, but okay. He has a 90-degree elbow bend and nothing at the wrist. The hands are fixed. He has torso, or sorry, not waist. That's good. The legs go all the way out. You can do a cool kick like that. They're ratcheted too. I like ratcheted when they hold up well. Sometimes they don't, but you know, ratchet normally holds up well. All the way back. No swiveling. You can do pretty much 9-degree knee, and that's about it. I mean, the feet kind of go back, but that's for transformation. No ankle whatsoever. So articulation is a bit limited, but you can still manage. You can still work with it. I'll go over like his weapons. So first off, his sword. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're back to translucent plastic again. I love this sword. That's pretty cool. Now, we're gonna put it in his right hand, because I'm pretty sure he's a righty. And it doesn't go all the way in, or it does go all the way in, but it's not a very deep in. That's pretty cool. And then he has another weapon here. This thing, which has no storage in the vehicle mode, which sucks. Focus on it. Move you out of the way. Look at it. There we go. Check it out. It's like a gun, almost. Yeah, big old gun. With some more translucent red on it. And how it works is it goes in the other hand, or you can flip-flop it, so you can put either one in either hand. So he has a gun and a sword, so he is not messing around. That's about it. Again, cool poses. I'm actually gonna flip the arms real quick. One thing to notice is that on some older versions, oh, you see right here? Yeah, the weight of it over the years has kind of caused it to limp a bit, especially when you have the heavy gun in the hand. That'll cause it to kind of limp a bit, but it's not that bad. It's still usable. But you know, see if I can get a good. I'm gonna use the other arm for the gun because the gun is a bit heavy. So he holds that, and so like yeah, despite the limited articulation, you can still find. Like there we go. See, he can still do stuff. Check it out. Check that out. Yeah. Check that out. Isn't that amazing? You can still work with the limited articulation. That's not bad. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the tanker. The tanker transforms too. And we're going to do it by lowering the camera. But also getting in there and see, pressing this button here. Well, actually, no, not that first. We want to do this first. That. And then we press a button down here and voila! That was a lot, and those discs fell out. So I got these, or at least 2 of them fell out. Alright, so from there, we take this, bring it up, and my backdrop is going to fall over. This is going to be really hard, guys. I apologize. It's going to be tricky. And then we mold this over, pop this out, put it right here. So, can't even see it on camera. So, and then we have this, which comes out. There we go. And then this folds down over here. At least it's supposed to stay down. Doesn't really do a good job. And then it's just gonna fall back into place. God dang it. Anyway. Yeah, I'll get that in a little bit. Right there. And then I'm actually gonna take the gun again. Sorry, I'm taking the gun again. And it kind of goes on top like this. Like a turret. Like that. If you can see that right there. And yeah, this is the base. I don't think I can get all this in one shot, but hold up. Maybe I can. Oh, so just bring the whole thing back. Well, guys, there you go. That's the base in one shot, or the battle station in one shot, I should say. Let's see. I want to put these back where they go. In here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you all all what you can do with it. Now, if you look here, these are missiles on this side. This is on a ball joint. It goes like this, back and forth. And you can shoot these missiles. Can I shoot some? Let's see. Shoot. How do I shoot them? How do I shoot them? Here, I just press down. There we go. Check that out. I am shooting all the missiles. So, there we go. So those have all been fired. And as you can see, the missiles are, they look like this. Camera's not going to focus in on them. Of course it's not. Focus on this, camera. There we go. They're not that remarkable. They're just kind of standard missiles. And if you move it over on this side here, you have the disc launcher. And how it works is you get 5 discs, yeah. And you turn this peg here, and it goes like this. They get jammed. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was about 5 of them. I'm not going to retrieve those. Who am I kidding? Yes, I am. I totally will. But yeah, that's basically about it for that. The disc launcher is not as good as the missile launcher. But what's worse, actually, is this pressure air loaded cannon here. And see, there's a blue pump here. And this thing wants to always... Come on. Yeah, it wants to always, like, retreat back. So you take this here, which, again, I can't store it anywhere in vehicle mode, which kind of sucks. But it goes on here. And you're supposed to, like, use air pressure to fire it up. Let's try it. Hold up. Flame it upward. Alright. Let's see if it goes anywhere. 3. The problem with it too is it wants to just magically retreat back here. So I'm actually going to remove the top gun. And alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it doesn't. Alright, there we go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, now it's blurry. Yeah, this isn't all that great. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Yep, screw it. So the air pressure one does not work, at least not on mine. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Who knows? But yeah, that basically sums up the battle station. And I'm gonna quickly put these back in here. And that basically sums up Scourge. Alright, so guys, there you have it. That is pretty much my Scourge review summed up. He was pretty difficult to review because he had so much stuff in him, and turns out the camera can only record for 30 minutes at a time, and I was going over. Do I recommend this guy? I mean, I like him. The robot itself is amazing. I mean, it's a little dated, sure, but for the time, this was pretty good. Even considering how he was technically outdated when he came out, he still holds up pretty well and doesn't look too out of place with the other RID figures, you know, the new ones, like Optimus or the Autobot brothers. The base, the tanker, is also, it looks really good in its tanker mode. I mean, it looks spectacular when it's displayed out, but functionality, like practically wise, it's got some issues. It has some shortcomings. Like, for example, this here, as demonstrated. No, it could just be my copy, but that air pump does not work at all. But it does look pretty impressive, and The only downside is that when I have it splayed out like this, it does take up a lot. Like, I can barely get on camera right now. I pretty much can't get it on camera right now. So it takes up a lot of storage space. But it gives them a good display, a little base to combat Optimus Prime's base, because, you know, he is supposed to be an evil counterpart to Optimus. Other than the tanker being a bit clunky and a bit too much, I do like this guy quite a bit. He is a great display piece. He's a great figure to poke around with. He reminds me of a time when Transformers were pretty simple. There was a time in the 2000s when Transformers were just like big chunks, like during the Unicron trilogy, when you just like pull their legs out, knob a whole bunch of spindly parts, which is ironic because he came out in the same line as Prowl, who was pretty spindly. But, you know, that does make it easier for some people. And, of course, the robot is just absolutely gorgeous. So, I mean, if you're a completionist, definitely get him. If you're a Transformers fan, get him. If you're just a casual fan who's not that interested, you don't have to get him. You can skip out on him. Or if you do like Scourge, but you're kind of not really a fan of the older toys, there is the repaint, not the repaint, the new version that came out in Transformers Legacy that is far more modernized, more articulated. However, the problem with that version is that the color scheme is not as accurate. There's a lot less gray. There's like this is accurate to this is pretty much spot for spot accurate to the TV show. Whereas the Legacy version is not really, because there's like the colors off, there's more black and less gray, less teal. These parts on that version are like red when they shouldn't be. But it overall is a pretty solid figure function-wise. And for the time this came out, this one really is as well.